There we go. There we go. Gotcha. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today, we are going to be doing a little bit of live scope fishing, if you want to call it that. Basically, we're just going to be using live scope, pan around pretty much, you know, drop-offs, points, weed lines, pretty much all the spots where I think that there would be fish this time of year. We're gonna go around and throw a damiki rig like this. 1 second. Basically throw this little guy around, a little ball head minnow with a minnow style bait, a ball head jig with a minnow style bait. But we're gonna throw that around and hopefully catch some on that. It is pretty freaking cold today. It is 55 degrees, so I'm not too sure how good the bite's gonna be, but we're gonna go ahead and give it our best shot, try and catch some giant pike and some big bass. You know, this summer I've been snagging some really nice pike on the damiki rig, so hopefully we can continue it right now. We're gonna go ahead, get on over to our first spot, and hopefully use this bad guy a lot today. All right, let's freaking do some scope fishing. I just kind of want to show off the rods and reels really quick. A lot of you guys who are new to, or have seen the channel probably know, but we got the Shimano Stratic, a 3000. I have 15-pound braid with a 15-pound fluoro leader, which I like to use that for pike. And then the Shimano Van Ford 2500 size, 10-pound braid, 10-pound leader. Normally you'll catch me throwing more of smaller finesse baits, kind of I like to use that for bass and the occasional crappie. Even though I really don't try and target crappie too much, but there's just so freaking many of them that sometimes you know, I'm throwing at a crappie when in reality I mean to be throwing at a bass, and kind of vice versa. So yeah, hopefully we can get on a couple really nice pike and really nice bass today. The bait of choice is going to be a simple Crush City. I think these are the mooch minnows. It's either the mooch minnow or the freeloader. I get those two mixed up all the time, but we're rocking with the Crush City stuff. I do have a couple bags of depths that, you know, I'm debating throwing, because I kind of want to be like everyone else and just be selfish and hog them all. But at the same time, I'm like, what's the point of having baits if you're never going to throw them? So we'll see. It depends. They are like very, very good. So if we do get into a pinch, you might see me busting out some of the depths and trying to grab a couple easy fish. But for now, we're going to work with this freeloader minnow. Hopefully we'll get on them. And then on the other rod, I think on the little finesse one, I think we're going to rock with a baby Z2, something like that, something a little bit smaller, or who knows, depending on how the bite is, I might throw the 4-inch freeloader on this one and switch down to the smaller 3-inch one on there. So we're just gonna have to play around, see what these fish are in the mood for. The bite has been pretty buns lately. We're kind of in the middle of this cold front, so again, I'm not expecting too much action. It really depends. We'll have to see if these fish are suspended, if there's more glued to the bottom, or what they're going to be doing today. But if I could find some fish. But anyway, that's the plan for that. Hopefully I will see you guys at our first fish. There we go. Gotcha. Thought I saw you down there. Look at that. First one, not a giant, but fish number uno on the board. Man, that is a cold fish. He was literally right on a drop off, cruising in about probably 5-ish feet of water. So, you know, not quite suspended. Honestly, I've been cruising around for a little bit and I'm not really finding many fish, to to be honest. I've seen a couple carp swimming on through, but other than that, it has been very, very slow with the Garmin. I mean, obviously there's going to be a couple bass, but I have not seen any pike whatsoever. There we go. Ooh, little chunker. Get him up here. Quick, easy little snipe. But look at that, right down the hatch. Perfect way you want them to eat it. There we go. What do we got? Man, another dink. But the dinks are hungry. Nothing else seems to be, though. Toss him on back. At least the sun is out for a little bit. Let's check. It should be out for the rest of the evening, but holy crap, this is a pretty bad day. We've got four very small bass, nothing else. I've had a couple that were like close to following it up, but other than that, not much. A couple pike interested, a couple bass, you know, they checked it out and then they turned their heads. So nothing really out of the ordinary, but for how borderline like good the conditions are today, I'm just shocked that, you know, nothing is really too into eating. I don't know if it's the bait or what, but the amount of carp that are active right now it's pretty weird too. Here we go. Come on, please eat this. It looks like a good fish. There we go. Now we gotta really hope this is a bass. Let's see what we got. Oh no, not a bass. You guys will see in a second if you guys couldn't take any guesses already. Pike. Well, let's turn the other way so it's not so bright. There we go, about 20-ish incher, not a giant. There it goes. But finally, something on the board that's not like an absolute dink. So I'll take it. Finally saw like a little school of bait, went ahead, made a cast right underneath that, or right above the bait, let it sink down, and that pike fell victim to the good old damiki rig minnow. So there we go, there's something. Ho-ho! Little largy. Come here. Probably our biggest of the day. Look at that. Now we're starting to, the bite might be heating up a little bit. Pop you off as gently as I can, but check them out. There we go. Still on the same old Crush City minnow. That's part of the reason I love them. They last realistically, you could probably get 15-ish fish out of it, depending on if you're catching bass only. Pike, if you're catching some pike too, might be a little bit shorter lived. I've got some of them where, you know, it just gets absolutely destroyed, and then I've had some that, you know, you're like, wow, like how the heck is that lasting so long? But seems to be pretty, you know, 50-50. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but you know, this golden little shiner color works really well in my lake. That one and the silver is good. You can get away with the pink sometimes, but those two are definitely been my faves.